Hello, my nickname is Birdy. My mother passed away in 2019. A couple months later, angels came, well, my own angels, and told me they need for me to write my life story, and from the beginning. So I'm like, how far do I go back? Because my soul's approximately 2,000 years old, and they says just this life. So let's start with I'm a psychic plus much, much more. And my grandmother on on my father's side, when I was born, and my mother, which was born stillbirth on Easter Sunday. So psychic ability usually comes on your father's side. So my grandmother had the ability to heal and to get rid of headaches. My mother had the same abilities. So, my mother was born stillbirth. When you're born stillbirth, all of the children will be gifted. It doesn't skip a generation. On my grandmother's side, on my dad, it skips a generation. Skipped my dad and went to me. And my mother, because I'm born the same day as my mother, she was born on Easter Sunday, and I'm born on the same day as she is, it came to me double power. So, start from the beginning. When I was born, my grandmother told my mother and my father that I'm going to hear voices, see things, and know things in the future that are going to happen. And to make sure that I pray every morning, dinner and lunch, whatever, anytime I eat or I sleep. Right now, I'm just doing it when I sleep now. But I believe that God gave me gifts in order to help people, and I work for Him. So the angels want me to tell my story so they know that God does exist and that He's there, and that's why I got to tell my story. I was supposed to do it before 2023 of Christmas, but I'm running a little bit late. Today is January 1st, 2024. Tomorrow is Groundhog Day. Now, I do my best to do this without naming dates, places, people, or anything like that. So, I was living in, I can say London, and I came back from school. I think I was in grade 1 or grade 2, and I went to the bathroom and I brought my friends with me, because that's a place, because I have so many brothers and sisters that, it's hard to get any privacy. So I locked the door and I started playing with my friends. My mom knocks on the door, and she goes, "Who are you playing with?" I said, "I'm playing with my friends." She said to me, she goes, "No, nobody went in the bathroom with you. You're all by yourself, and we can only hear your voice." And I'm like, "What? Really?" So then I put my hand through one of my friends, because I tried to touch him, and it went through. And I'm like, "What?" And it's like a mist or something like that. And you could feel it a little bit, but you could go through them, and So I realized that these are children ghosts. And so from around that time, I knew that I could hear and feel and see ghosts. And so then we're going to go on that my mother and father, because we lived in the city and there's tons of ghosts in the city, knew that we had to move to a farm where there'd be lots of room. And my dad built a house on a farm himself, and no one has passed away there at the time we were there. So there wasn't very many ghosts. And we were about a kilometer away from people, which is another thing. I can feel people and stuff like that. So we're going to go to where I was going. This is Dorchester we moved to. I'm allowed to say Dorchester. And I'm going to school there. And my first prediction that I made was with my younger brother. We were walking on the field in school property. We found a wallet. He found it. My younger brother found the wallet. And I think there was $40 in it. And my reading skills are not the greatest, and his weren't as much. He was only in grade 1 or grade 2, and I think I was in grade 5 or 6. And so I said, "For the money in the wallet, we'll buy candy, and I'll tell you your future." He said, "No problem. We're both children." And the rest of the wallet we put in lost and found. So I told him that he would get married to his childhood sweetheart. He would have 2 kids, a girl and a boy, and that he would work in a church, and that he would work with children. And And then he said to me, what about you? I said, well, my life's going to be different. I'm going to party a lot, have a lot of fun, but I'm going to want your life. And he goes, no, I'm going to want your life. And I said, no, your life is better than my life. But my life is good, and I've enjoyed myself immensely and partied and have fun and all that kind of stuff. But sure enough, let's go to the future. He worked in a church as a maintenance man, and he worked with children in a facility where children were there. So let's go on a little bit further ahead, where I'll tell you about gifts and stuff like that. People born on special days will get gifts. We'll use the star system. That's easier to do. So if you're born on Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's, any day, Easter Sunday, Good Friday, all days that are special, you'll get a star. If you're born the same day as a sibling, you'll get a star. Born the same day as a mother, you'll get a star. So you accumulate these stars as well during life. And if you save somebody's life, you'll get a star. Not if you're a fireman and that's your life, or a police officer and that's your life. You'll have to get a lot more than just saving the one person. That's what you do for a living to equal a star. And every star will give you an ability. If you almost die, you'll get a star. There's a lot of ways of getting stars, and I can't explain to you all right now because I'm going to try to make this under 10 minutes. So, my brother and I are playing on the farm, and my younger brother. And so he's got the gun. It was a pellet gun anyway. And so by accident, he shot me in the head. And I thought the bullet bounced off my head. That wasn't very bright. So I went into the bathroom and I turned on the hot water thinking that I was going to be okay. And I was getting really cold, and I put myself in the hot water. And it felt a lot better. Now, I thought I was alone in the bathroom, but the youngest, not the brother that shot me, the second brother underneath him, was in there with me. And he was only 4 or 5 years old, or maybe 3 or 4, well, 4 or 5. And I thought I was alone. So I couldn't open the door to let someone in to help me when I was in the bath. And somehow the door opened, and I thought it was an angel, but it was my brother. But still, my uncle brought me to the hospital, and I was almost going to die. I thought I didn't know if I would live or not, but they put me on a bed, and then all of a sudden, I'm floating around the hospital room, and there's a whole bunch of people in there, and my mom is there, and I'm floating around, and then God comes, and he goes, "What you doing?" I said, "I'm floating around in my room. It's really cool. I can fly and this and that. I've never been able to fly before." And he goes, "Yeah, do you want to stay here forever?" And I said, "Yeah, this is cool. I really like this. I think it's really decent. Now I understand what all the ghosts are about and stuff like that." And he goes, "Look at your mother." So I look at my mother, and she's crying. I said, "Yeah, she looks pretty sad." And then God goes, "Yeah, don't you want to go comfort her?" And I said, "I don't know." But then I started seeing them all pushing my mother out of the room. And God says, look. And I'm like, "What?" They're pushing her. And they're, she's screaming and trying to stay in the room. They're going to put these big zap things on me. I said, "God, I'm sorry. I got to get back, and I got to go save my mom." And he goes, "Oh, yeah, go ahead. I got a lot of things for you to do." Sure enough, I went back in my body. And this is where I realized a near death. Well, I died for about a minute or something like that. I can't remember. But anyway, so we're on the farm, and, it was about maybe 3 or 4 months later. All of a sudden, I'm working, doing my chores in the barn. We had lots of animals, cows, sheep, chickens, the normal farm stuff. But the bull got loose, and I was cornered. And so I thought, "Oh my God, what am I going to do?" So I imaged in my mind for my dog to come and save me. And bang, he was there. All of a sudden, he was on that bull, and I was not injured. The bull was scared away. And I found out that I had a gift with animals. Now, that was the first time I used it. The second time I used it, we were going to the store with about 5 of my siblings. And we were all going. And all the dogs on the road started attacking. And so I raised my hands, and I used a lot of energy, and I said, "Sleep." So they all went to sleep. They all stopped. They were comatose. And we went to the store. We got our stuff or whatever we wanted to get, and we went home. Now about an hour later, somebody comes knocking on the door, and they're talking to my dad, and then my dad comes and gets me. He goes, "You got to go wake those dogs up. You got to get them to be normal." And I said, "Dad, I used a lot of energy to put them to sleep." He says, "Well, they're all very, very upset." So I went back out there, and I said, "Awake," using the same amount of energy, and they woke up. Now, a lot of people heard about this story, and I did it one other time in my 20s when I was playing volleyball on the beach. I think I could say, yeah, just the beach, let's go with that. And there was a dog bothering us while we were playing volleyball, and my cousins are like, "Can you do that thing that you did when you were a kid?" I said, "Yeah, I can do it." So I put the dog to sleep while we played volleyball. And I knew if I didn't wake that dog up, it wasn't going to wake up. So then later on in the evening, I went back down and I says, "Wake up." And I used the same amount of energy, and I did that. So I got another gift. And with every star you get another gift. And so right now, I'm trying to keep this under 10 minutes, and I'm already over. I'm going to make a prediction for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Groundhog Day. Now, I'm pretty sure the angels told me that there'll be one burst of cold weather, and then spring will be early. Now, they work monthly, like 28 days from the full moon to the start of the end. So by March 1st, we should have spring. I hope I'm right. And I'm going to sign off, and hopefully we can continue this later. This is Birdy signing off. Bye.